We are dipping into episode 2 of WWE Unreal, and this one starts. This is kind of talking about the road to WrestleMania. Features it's kind of like about the Rumble. How did you like this episode? What were some standout scenes, moments, all of that?
I mean, just kind of kicked off. A lot of it to me was about Jey Uso in particular, and the push he was about to receive. I did like that there was this random part in the episode where Jay's driving to one of the arenas talking to someone, and the guy really doesn't seem to know who he is. And he says, Mark Henry's back there. He's like, oh, he'll vouch for you. Okay, good. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's in the intro because even the security guards telling him like, I'm looking for Mark Henry and like 2 other names. Yeah. And then he's like, well, that's Mark Henry behind me. And it's kind of funny that knowing how Jey Uso blew up over the year, knowing the push, the kind of fire that he's caught in WWE. It was interesting to see this where like somebody working for the venue is just like, I don't know who this is. And you would think they'd have a rundown of the names of people coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a little strange. I mean, there was some other stuff in here.
They had the great moment with Cody getting the watch that we saw on social media months ago, hearing how important that was. I think one of the standouts of this episode is seeing how instrumental Michael Hayes is behind the scenes.
Yeah,
because he's a part of WWE. Before this, you might not have known exactly what kind of input he would have had, and now you could see how instrumental he is.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, Cody, talking about him a little bit too, and the watch, just seeing him open up about his dad not being there, and how even though like this was a big moment, it still was tough not having his dad there. Yeah, Michael Hayes is all over this episode. I enjoyed that. There's a video. You talk about just standout moments of the episode. There's a video at one point where they're playing like a little package about Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes' feud on the Rumble, and I think it's Bob Dylan's music that's playing. I don't know the song, but I was like, this is an interesting choice. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, there's definitely some artistic choices they made. I don't remember the song, but I do remember hearing Dylan, and it's like just the way the style that they're presenting everything in. I could see how they would get in fans. It was interesting to see the writer's room with the preparation for Rumble and how everybody had their picks, and it almost seemed like Jey Uso was a pick that slowly kind of crept in there, and then the idea got bigger.
Yeah, it was an afterthought kind of. And then it seemed like there were legit doubts about Jey and maybe his cardio and his commitment.
I'm still to the point where like the more I see from this show, the more I like it, but also like the weirder I feel about like, I don't know if I should be in the writer's room, or just hearing the writers like kind of talk about these big stories in just such basic ways. It's interesting insight, but it also just feels weird. It was great to see Cody Rhodes at that signing. Great to see John Cena with the Make-A-Wish, because for how many years have they done that? They never broadcast it. They never put it out. And then you get to kind of see him interacting with people. And it was a nice moment to take in.
Yeah, they talked about how all the Samoan dynasty was going to be in the Rumble. There was a moment from Saturday night's main event where Triple H ended up pushing Kevin Owens because Owens got like in his face, and Triple H felt like he had to do something, and he kind of apologized, and Owens said, no, that was awesome. There was a point, I can't remember where it was at the Rumble, but CM Punk looked like he thought he tore his tricep, which it luckily didn't happen. We saw
I do gotta ask you, looking at that Samoan family tree, I noticed one name that was married in there.
Oh.
Did you catch who it was? Because as far as I know, there are 2 wrestlers married into the tree that I caught.
Okay.
One is Naomi.
Yep, Naomi. Yep.
Who's the other?
I don't know. Who's the other?
I'm about to say it's Gary Albright, and then somebody's going to be watching. They're going to be like, that's not the name I saw. But it was funny because I saw it, and I'm like, man, how's Gary Albright Samoan? And then I looked, and it was like kind of the marriage connection. I was like, oh, interesting.
That's pretty funny. I just found out Gary Albright had done a match in ECW that I wasn't aware about, too.
No shit.
Yeah. So I think that was Wicked Awesome Wrestling from Instagram posted that. I'll have to check it out. But yeah. Also, by the way, totally off the rails. I'm just going to say this is just for me and you. But the Eliminators wrestled the Miracle Violence in ECW. Didn't know that either.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wicked Awesome Wrestling. Great account. Check it out on Instagram.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we've kind of summed up what we thought of Unreal episode
Yeah,
too.
well, one other thing too. They show what happened when
Interested
I
to get to episode 3 next week.
I thought what happened when I Show Speed was good because they made a commercial that made it
Yeah.
look really cheesy, and it made it look. And in this show, they addressed it how it's just part of the story and part of an angle. And yeah, I overall though, I really liked the episode, and I liked Jey Uso at the end of it winning the Rumble and celebrating with his son. I thought it was a cool episode too.
Yeah, you got to see a lot of those Samoan family moments. I can't wait to see what episode 3 is going to bring. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button.